OneNote Online is good to look at information and to access information from anywhere. But personally, I don't like using it that way. I prefer to use it on my computer in the full OneNote program, mainly because if you have a look here at the insert menu, it's very limited when you're online. And usually I'm trying to create a book to share with people or with the students, and I need to be able to insert pictures and I need to be able to insert files. So most often I will open the OneNote online and then I'll choose to pull it down and open it in the full OneNote, which you can see here. Sometimes it might say, and it'll be over here a bit, edit in OneNote. It's the same thing. You're pulling a copy from the cloud down onto your computer so that you have the full function of the whole OneNote program. I just want you to notice here in early childhood that the page for Snail and Turtle are friends is not there. I'm going to add it, but I'm going to work on it in the full OneNote, and I'll show you how my changes will be sent back up here to the online version. So I want to work on this in the full OneNote on my computer, so I click on Open in OneNote. You can see it's accessing the program. Now at this point, sometimes over here you'll get a message saying OneNote is not responding. It usually is, but it's just taking a bit of time, so the computer's putting up that error message, and you can ignore that. You can see here that it is loading. See here now, not responding. It is actually responding. It's just taking its time. At this point, you might be asked to log in again, and a box will come up. It'll have the orange Office 365 logo, and there'll be a place to put your email and password. It's just checking that, yes, this online version that you're looking at, it is you actually pulling it down onto a computer and you haven't walked away and someone else is doing it. At school, you often get another box come up wanting you to log in, and that says, I think it says something like log into Windows Live. I just click off that. I don't sign into Windows Live. I click off it and I don't do it. So usually if you do that and click off it, the proper Office 365 logon box will come up. But you can see here now, here's my book, and it's opened in the full OneNote version. It looks different. I like the look of this better because you actually see the sections and the tabs across the top, and then the pages are down the side. If you would like a new section, I know Karen suggested display ideas, which is terrific. You might like to add a section here for book fair. So you simply click on it, type the section, and there it is. But at the moment, that is only on your copy here on this computer. What you need is to get that change that you've made sent back up to the cloud version, because that is the one that most people will go to and open first. So to send the changes back that you've made, you go to File, and you need to do what we call sync your file. I can sync any book individually. These are all my books. And I could come down to my Book Week book or OneNote, click on the little arrow and choose to sync it. And it will sync just that book. I tend to, out of habit, just go to View Sync Status, and I get all of my books here, and I go sync all of them. Just get them all up to date in case there's a change that I've made. It is set to sync automatically whenever changes happen, but just in case the internet went down and it missed it, I always, before I log off, come back and sync all. You can see them all saying here they're up to date, even the Book Week one. So my changes for Book Fair have been sent back up to the cloud version. And at the same time, if someone has worked on this book tonight, I have pulled their changes down to my copy that I have here on this computer. So if I go to Early Childhood and add a page, and I call it, whatever I type here will become the name of the page. So if I type Snail and Turtle are friends, that becomes the name of the page. I click on the page here, and if I go to insert, I have all of these options now compared to the limited few I had online. That's why I love it. I love coming in here. When I insert a file, I usually use file printout because it gives me not only a link to the file, but a printout of that document so that I can see what's on it. If I choose insert file attachment, and I just select that file again, it will ask me, do I want to print out or do I just want the file? If I just attach the file, it looks like that. So now I would have to open that to know what's on it, which is fine if you're giving a document to a child to use. But if you're using it like we are as a storage facility, I think it's best to be able to see what is actually on that document without opening it. So now I'm going to File, View My Sync Status, Sync just my book week book. And this is where the bar is showing where it's up to. Now if I close that book, you can see here on the in the online version, Snail and Turtle are friends. So my changes have been sent up, so everyone will see them. You can also see the section I added for Book Fair. So even though I'm working on a copy on the computer, if I sync, the changes are going back up into our main book, I guess you would call it. If I close everything, if I now want to access my OneNote book, I don't have to go online to Office 365. I simply go to the purple N and the book is here because it knows that I'm working on it, knows I've pulled it down. It will stay there until I tell it to close, and I do that by right clicking and saying close this notebook. That will make it leave this list. If I just close the program, the book will stay there. So it'll stay there now until we've finished probably the end of term 3, and I don't want to look at it anymore. I'll right click, close this notebook, and it clears the clutter on the side there.